Hello again, this is Only One Kenobi here, only one. I just thought I'd do this video straight off the back of my previous video, which was about the A-Wing pilot, bringing him back. I just wanted to show you this card though, because this is a recard I did of a Boba Fett figure on the Power of the Force card. It's quite nice, the Power of the Force card back. I do prefer, in terms of a vintage style, that is my favourite style of card back, with the racetrack trim around the outside and then the movie badge on the top. However, it was just for fun that I got this card for a Boba Fett I had spare that I wanted to recard. And the reason I'm pulling this out for this video is because I wanted to discuss the potential of bringing back the last 17, or putting the last 17 on these cards in the future vintage collection. Then that got me thinking about that. What is the last 17? Well, there's 17 characters in the last 17. I have them all on this laptop here, and a couple of images just to show you. But Boba Fett wasn't in the last 17. That's the thing. Here is the last 17 here. You've got loads of characters. You've got Yakface in there. He's your main man, really, that everyone seems to know. A-Wing pilot. There's an R2. There was an old Anakin Skywalker. Sebastian Shaw, I believe his name was. The main famous one was, of course, Yakface, which I'll show you now. There he is. And they all came with a gold coin. It would be quite interesting if Hasbro explored the idea of bringing back the original Power of the Force line. You'd get a coin, and then you'd be able to repack or re-release or make for the first time definitive versions of these characters. Fortunately, I don't have any Yakfaces. I did own one as a child. Oh yes, indeed I did. I had a Yakface. But I don't have one now at all to show you physically. Going back to the A-Wing pilot though, as I say, I was discussing him coming back out and releasing that card back. You didn't have to necessarily have any character on the front. You could just have the ship, because like you do with the B-Wing card, you just see the B-Wing ship, and with the TIE Fighter on the Return of the Jedi line, you just literally see the TIE Fighter craft. For the A-Wing, it would just be nice to see a card back with, just bear with me, yeah, the ship on there. But then, as I say, I opened a can of worms with that one, because then I started to think about all the other characters on the original Power of the Force line. And how many are there? Now then, Boba Fett, I presume he was released on that card, unless this is just done by some guy who's a custom maker. But then I looked on the back of this, and apparently, well, it says collect all 62. So what was the plan? Did Hasbro only make 17 and then sack it off? Or did they actually release more, like over in America? I don't know. So if you know any answers on the last 17, let me know. And if you think it's a good idea that they completely bring back this card back design, also, you know, let me know what you think about that. After all, the Lost line, they released that in the last vintage collection. Right at the end, they released 6 figures using the original Kenner design for a Star Wars card. The world's their oyster. They could do anything they want, couldn't they? They could definitely bring back the Power of the Force cards, and also it's a good excuse to revisit some of those characters like Yakface, Han in Carbonite. That's another good example of a card that was a figure that was in that line. Let me just double check that. Is he here? Is he there, Han in Carbonite? Yes, he is. He's right there. See? So that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Interesting. So sorry this video is a bit of a jumble. As I say, I made it straight after my previous video. It just got me thinking about the Power of the Force cards and the potential of bringing back other figures in that line. In the future, I will do some more videos of figures that I don't, unfortunately, have a physical example to show you. But there's other vintage cards and figures that could come out. It's a bit of an honourable mention just to finish this video off. Bib Fortuna, Aman, who's in the last 17, I beg your pardon. Yakface, last 17. Han in Carbonite, just mention him. The Rancor Keeper, that's the one I had as a kid. He'd be quite interesting. That's the we all used to call him Crybaby years ago, when we were kids. And also that droid, I don't know his name, but the one who tortures R2. No, he doesn't torture R2-D2. He's torturing a gonk droid or somebody in Jabba's palace. Now, I've forgotten his name, but he would also be quite, well, you know, whatever, really. It'd be just nice to see all these classic cards come back, wouldn't it, in the future? I hope you've followed that all. Bit of a jumble, as I say, but this has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.